Tonight we're talking Facebook stories, and we're going to be discussing why you should be using Facebook stories in your marketing strategy and 3 strategies that you can put into place today to make your using Facebook stories much easier. My name is Anita Wong, and I'm a digital strategist who specializes in making your life easier when it comes to Facebook and Instagram stories. So when we look at the second strategy, we need to jump over into Facebook stories. This can only be done inside of your Facebook stories. Now, to make use of the clickable buttons inside of stories without having to have 10,000 followers is really, really savvy of you as a marketer. Now, we're all business owners and we all want to increase our visibility across our social platforms, but Facebook itself, because stories are so underused on Facebook, if you start implementing a story strategy into your marketing plan over on Facebook now, you are going to be one of the leaders of stories in your area of marketing or your area of expertise. Because if you start implementing it now, by the time stories really takes hold on Facebook in 2020, you are going to be a leader in your area. And I can help you become a leader with my strategies that I'm showing you now, and also in my course, which is launching in 2020. So let's have a look at Facebook business page stories. And first of all, I want to have a look at how you actually create one, because the creation inside Facebook business page stories is a little different to Instagram. I would say that 90% of your story content in Facebook should be done from your mobile. And it should be done by clicking the plus button here on your actual page. Now, the reason for that is that if you add a story whilst you're inside your stories, you don't get all of the features that are available. So I'm going to turn off my strategy number 2 so that you guys can see everything on my page. So we're going to click the plus button. Now, as you see with the create stories, you get your camera. It doesn't have an option with like a create button or a different background button or anything like that inside of Facebook. You just have either your camera, or you can choose a photo from your camera roll. Now, when you take a picture at the very bottom, you can see that you either have the normal button or you have the boomerang button. Now, the boomerang button takes a short video that acts like a GIF for you to use. So, for example, if I take one of my tripod here and I just go forward and back with it, you see how it just does this quick fire video. So if you want to use the boomerang, you can, of course, use it, but I'm not going to use it for this purpose. So go back to the normal. Now, the normal button will either take a photograph or record a video up to 15 seconds long. To take a photograph, you press the button and let go. To record a video, you press and hold whilst you record. But the standard video length for each section of your stories is 15 seconds. So let's have a little look at taking one of me. Now, to turn the camera around, you need to press the little turn around button. So if I go to a space there, you can see the little turn around button here. Now, the other buttons, this smiley face is a filter button. So this gives you some filter options. They're not as good on Facebook, but as this is your business page, you can experiment with them, because don't forget, stories disappear after 24 hours. So you do have the opportunity to be a lot more adventurous with your stories than you do normally. To take that off, you just press the off button, or you press the smiley face. Now, to turn the camera around, like I said, you just flick that button and then you can take a picture. I'm going to try not to get I'm going to get my little A in. Now, once you've taken your photograph, you can do almost similar to what you do on Instagram stories. You choose the little post-it at the top right-hand corner, and this is where you get some different options. Now, inside the Facebook business page stories camera, there aren't as many options as your personal profile one. And I'm going to go over that briefly in a moment. You get to put a location. That's really good if you are a brick and mortar business, or you are visiting somewhere that you think would benefit from having their location highlighted in your stories. You can put the time, the temperature, you can tag other people. Now, tagging other businesses or people that you're collaborating with is really good on Facebook stories, because if you tag another business page into your stories, that business page can share that story onto their business page. So that's for another session. But that's a really good way of collaborating and networking within your network, by tagging another business page and then sharing it. So then you can also, like over on Instagram, you can add a poll and ask a question. So you want to add a poll. It's similar shape to on Instagram. And also, if you want to add a question, again, it's the same as over on Instagram. You can change the color of the background, etc. So those two interactions are similar to over on Instagram. Those are the two that will work if you repurpose your Instagram story directly to Facebook stories, your business page, then it will bring your question and your poll over. If you use a different sticker from Instagram over to Facebook stories in the business page, it won't bring it over. Okay, so you can also draw over here. So similar to Instagram, you can actually draw and change the color of the drawings and also the brushes, like so. You can do also some different things. So you can put some frames around it over here as well. So you can make it a little bit more snazzy if you wanted to, add some different emojis and things like that. So there's lots of things that you can play around with. Now, we were talking about making the most of number 2, which is make sure that the clickable button at the bottom of your story is active. So to make that active, you do have to do a few things. But if you click, so I'll just show you again, if you click this little paper clip here, it brings up some options for you to use. So add a button to the bottom of your page's story so that people who see it can interact with your page. But that button doesn't have to be doesn't have to go to just your page. It can go to a off-site website. So in other words, without 10,000 followers, you are able to take your viewers from your story directly to a unique URL from your stories. Okay, so if you activate that, I'm going to click the Learn More one. My Learn More button goes to my YouTube channel at the moment because my website address on my Facebook business page is set to go to my YouTube. That gives you a little hint at how to activate these buttons. Once you're happy, you can go and press the post. So now there's 2 options. There is the add to stories direct immediately, or there's the click next button. If you click the click next button, it's going to give you the options to share your story to your story, but also to your news feed. I would not recommend that you do that. You do not want to put your stories posts into your business page news feed. So the best way to avoid doing that by accident is to just simply click the plus pages story. So let's post this to my Facebook business page stories. Now that's being posted to my Facebook business page stories. So just so you know the difference between your Facebook business page and your personal story, you just need to go to the home button at the bottom left. At the very top, oh look, I can see myself live. How cool is that? At the very top, you see the stories. You see how I can roll them from left to right. I have my personal story, which is the picture of me and my 2 girlfriends at BMX race. That's my profile picture at the moment. And you can see that my personal story is here. When I click it, I can see that I've had 56 viewers to this. And I can see the names of the viewers. So that's my personal story, okay? It also allows me to highlight my personal story onto my profile. Now, if I go to my business page story, which is Anita Wong, because that's just so happens that my business page is the same as my name. As as you can see, it doesn't show me the names of the people who have seen my story. It just gives me a number count at the bottom left. Do you see the bottom left one? It also doesn't give me the option to add it to a highlight. All it says is add new story. At the top here, these 3 little dots that you can just make out, that gives you the option to save the photo or delete the photo. If it was available to boost, it would give you the option to boost as well. But Instagram and Facebook story ads are best done inside your business manager. Okay, so that's how you can utilize your Facebook business page stories with the unique link. Now, if you're looking at my story from the outside, not me personally, for you, if you click that button that's showing up at the bottom of my story, it will take you to my YouTube account. It will take you wherever I have made my URL go to. So that's how you can make the use of your clickable buttons, utilizing the events, shop, book now, learn more. Please, if you have any questions at all about what I've shown you tonight, then please leave them in the comments. I do monitor my YouTube and my Facebook pages very closely, so I will answer you if I'm awake and I'm not doing something else. So thank you all for joining me.